Quran is a clearly binominal, black or white, believer or unbeliever. I mean, there is no gray zone in Quran. And clearly on interfaith marriage, a Jew and Christian woman can marry a Muslim male, but children must be raised in Islam, meaning they will tolerate the one generation, but they want to make sure that they harvest the rest of the generations towards Islam side. For Muslim women cannot marry even Christians or Jews. And Hindus, forget it. No Muslim can marry Hindu. Uh, there is no imam in this world who will perform Islamic nikah wedding without religious conversion of Hindus. But I have two exceptions. One guy sitting here, Mike Muhammad Ghosh, he just joined today. 1 out of 2 billion people or so many imams around. And the other is the Ismaili community. And that community does not expect religious conversion. I mean, they are Quran believer and everything. They are Muslims, but they waive this requirement. It's easier to look through another example, so you can relate it. That's in New York Times. Myra Faruqi, she published in 2021. So this is her own writing, okay? So she's a Pakistani girl, Muslim, and she's in love with a Hindu boy in San Francisco. They had a 9 months romantic relationship. Let's see how it goes. On the 5th date, she's telling the Hindu buddy, hey, you need to understand that only way forward for you is to convert. Think, this Muslim girl thinks that the Hindu and all non-Muslims clearly understands the Quranic teaching. She assumed that's the way it goes. And what is the Quranic teaching? Quran 2:21 says, you shall not wed a pagan woman unless they embrace the faith. A believing slave girl is better than idolaters, though she may please you. Majority of the Muslim believes Hindus as an idolatrous, believes in idol worshipping, maybe pagan. That means Hindus are not believer in eyes of majority of Muslims. That means a Hindu girl's status or Hindu status in Muslims' married life is less than a slave girl. Further, Quran says that for whatever reason you got married, you are already, then you cannot maintain marriage, 60-11, with the unbelieving woman, or naturally for men too. And unless you have an Islamic nikah or marriage in name of Allah, that's called zina, fornication. That's illicit sex. And in many countries, Islamic countries, like in Malaysia, you can be arrested and be put in prison if you had this relationship. So matter is serious. Now, what is the truth now? 9 months relationship, she's writing in her article that she kissed the guy, they danced, they had a wine and drank and had fun. And further, Faruqi is bragging in this article that she had many romantic relationships. Now think of it. There is no way she's a Muslim. She's not following any of the Quranic teaching. And it's not that she was naive. She is saying that she's aware of the prohibition of Muslims, women marrying outside in her faith as well as in culture. So she knows everything, and she ignores the Quran 24:30. What Quran 24:30 says, that when a Muslim, male or female, sees somebody from other sex, supposed to lower their gaze and walk away from that relationship. What that means is there is no way a true Quran believer can fall in interfaith love relationship or any kind of love relationship. So what she's doing, that she's ignoring Quranic teaching, so many ways, but still she expects Quran 2:21 to follow for the Hindu. So apparently she is not doing all for her faith. She's doing for some political agenda or some increasing the vote power. I don't know what is her motive there. Now you may say that Dilip, I mean, this one or two case, I mean, I'm a scientist. As a scientist, present me hundreds and thousands of cases, so we can understand that it's a large scale issue, not just limited to these one or two individual cases. Okay, this is the research conducted by hidus.org. All the world really nations they have surveyed, and they found that 60% of Muslim majority nations, they have laws which are favoring Quran, Hadith, and they want favoring the Islam. 62% of nations. Compared to in the same survey, there were 7% of uh, Christian majority nations, and none of the Dharmic majority nations were following that had such restrictions. Now, so that's around the world, this is the outcome. Now, just in this December month, I was in Malaysia. I spent 10 days there, and I published an article on situation in Malaysia. What I found it out that any Hindu wants to marry a Muslim in Malaysia, Malay Muslim, by law, by constitution, you must convert. No way around. Once Hindu convert to Islam, there is no way you can convert it out of Islam. For anybody, getting out of Islam is impossible. Third point, Muslims can proselytize non-Muslims, but non-Muslim cannot proselytize Muslims. Otherwise, you will put to prison. So clearly, Malaysian laws are unbelievable. I cannot believe American government, America imposing this kind of laws that everybody should be following Christianity because we are in majority. I mean, it's just impossible to believe this one, but that's going on in Muslim majority nations. Country like Pakistan and Bangladesh, they don't have this kind of law that Hindu and Muslim cannot marry. But people take laws in their own hand. A Pakistani friend told me that you will not find a single Hindu-Muslim couple in entire Pakistan and entire Bangladesh. And if there is one there, they will be executed. How serious? Because they believe in Quran, they believe in Hadith, and they want to protect it. So there is no way around, even though there is no law, that's the way it goes. Now, again, you may say, Dilip, that's in Muslim majority nations. How about in America? Again, let's come to the San Francisco, most progressive city. We already saw Myra Faruqi case in San Francisco. Her love is going on. I was working for Genentech, pharmaceutical company in South San Francisco, and very progressive city, a progressive country, company, and very progressive people I met. There were only two Muslims where my colleague, entire my 8 years I worked there, and both of them converted their spouse from other faiths to Islam. So point is, this point of religious conversion is across the board. As I said, I considered some probably 1,200 youths, but 800 were Hindu-Muslim. One of them was the Muslim party. And in my hand, 90%, if not 95, 99%, will want the other party to convert to Islam. Now you may say, Dilip, how about Christians? I found it Christians are a lot more progressive. And that number is probably very low. I don't know, I want to give number. Also, there are many Christians in our relationships. Many Hindu in our relationship married to Christians. And I have found that relationships are really going wonderful. So point being that from Crusaders' time to today, Christianity has a major reform came, and they have came a long way. As also you can see here right in this chart. But Islam, is a century away. Probably it will take 100 years or more for Islam to reform that is needed for interfaith marriages.